So this concept came by me a few times in the past week about continuing the journey and embracing the process, embracing the steps that you need to get to this place of wholeness or get to this place of usefulness, right? And I was talking to my best friend Joseph, and he brought up the idea of dreads. When people get dreads, they go through this phase where their dreads are so small, they're not really versatile, you can't do much with them. And if you talk to somebody that has been through that journey, they'll tell you this kind of like an ugly phase, right? You don't have many options at that phase, but the process has started. And in that very same way, a lot of us will start a process, and because it's an uncomfortable phase, because it's not versatile, because it's not flexible, because it's uncomfortable, because it's awkward, we will stray away from the journey because that beginning phase is not pleasant. But if you continue to follow it through, if you continue to do your treatments to your hair, if you continue to take the steps to take care of your hair, if you continue to go to the beautician for them to retwist it, and to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to get to your place of destination, or get to that place of beauty, then you'll make it there eventually. It may take you a month, it may take you a year. You may look at other people and say, well, we started our dreads at the same time, why are they more further along than me? And I mean, there's no great answer for that. Maybe they are doing some things that you have not done, but maybe it's just your genetic makeup or your body's ability to produce hair at this rate is just you. And sometimes you just have to embrace you and embrace your personal journey. Don't look too far out to the left and to the right and try to compare your journey to other people, but just embrace your journey, right? And there's this other concept that I've heard it a few times, and it really does equate back to like just trusting, not really trusting the process, but taking the necessary steps in the process, right? It's the mindset of baking a cake. Individually, the egg, the flour, the sugar, these things, if you ate them by themselves, the raw egg, if you ate them by themselves, they wouldn't be enjoyable. You might be able to get by on swallowing some of it down, but it does not have the same potency or enjoyment of the finished product. But once you start putting it together, that's when you start smelling the aromas and seeing the potential actually come together. Sometimes the process of baking the cake or getting to this place of fulfillment is messy. Sometimes it gets so messy, and a lot of us stray back from it because we don't want to do that work. We don't want to get our hands dirty. We don't want to have to go through the work of working our arm to mix things together and really take the steps to make it to the place of destination. But you have to take those steps. You have to get messy sometimes. It's not always going to be enjoyable. But if you want to enjoy the fruit of your labor, you have to labor. If you want to enjoy the fruit of your labor, you have to labor. If you want to enjoy, unless you're going to be a thief. Unless you're going to be a thief, you have to labor to make it, to enjoy the fruit.
Ecclesiastes 5:18-20. I have seen personally what is the only beneficial and appropriate course of action for people: to eat and drink, and to find enjoyment in all their hard work on earth during the few days of their life that God has given them. For this is the reward. To every man whom God has given wealth and prosperity, he has also given him the ability to eat from them, to receive his reward, and to find enjoyment in his toil. These things are gifts of God. For he does not think much about the fleeting days of his life, because God keeps him preoccupied with the joy he derives from his activities.